Hello guys, my name is Amit Sani and I welcome you in this daily UPSC MCQ series Mission 2020 we are taking here. And for your help on a daily basis, we are taking all possible details regarding these issues which are the topic of these questions in an isolated way. This is the best way to memorize things, and these things will be very much crucial in the next year's prelims examination for sure. I'm telling you that these will be asked because these are the most important sources like PIB, the Hindi newspaper, the Indian Express newspaper, all these magazines and all. So I'm taking here, and please follow it religiously. It is of your advantage only, and these are the important courses. Below the video, the descriptions are given here, and you can access these courses by top faculties, and website is given here. You can call on these numbers. Any kind of query you may ask here. So PDF you will get here on this Facebook group. The Telegram's link is also given there, and you can follow me on Instagram also. I will provide the link, and this is the link to my Telegram channel where I upload these PDFs. And the people you must be following the Telegram group of StudyIQ. There also these PDFs are easily available. And going through the PDF is actually very much important. Please listen to the video, then revise the PDF. Do not leave anything. Question is regarding Green Climate Fund. Many times we hear about the GCF, and whenever you see GCF, always remember one important city: Songdo, Incheon, China, in South Korea. So Songdo is the place, Incheon is the I think it's an important city there, and Songdo is the area, and the country is South Korea. So remember that. There the secretariat for GCF is located. And this talk started in 2010 when it was founded, GCF, Green Climate Fund. An important thing is that it got the legal approval in 2011 when Durban Summit was happening, and it was surely for the developing nations. What is the issue? That developing nations, they do not have any responsibility for the climate change today because they were not responsible. Actually, in the future they have this responsibility, but in the past they were not responsible for the climate change issue. Actually, developed countries were responsible. So today some support, financial support should come from the developed countries, and this is the issue of CBDR, common but differentiated responsibility. Common responsibility for all countries in the future, but differentiated. Why? Because the developed countries, they were the responsible one and they have the capacity, so they should support developing countries. But today all these countries like America, they say that why do we have to pay to developing countries? Why do we support there? And it is not us, actually our forefathers or the people who were there during the time of Industrial Revolution, they actually did that. And why do we pay for that? And we did not know about the climate change back at that time. So why do we suffer here? But you see, developing countries, they cannot afford those expensive technologies which are needed today to mitigate the issue, mitigate the climate change issue. And that's why the concept of adaptation and mitigation, adaptation of the technologies to mitigate the climate change issue. And that's why this was important. World Bank was related with that, and under the aegis of World Bank it was founded. So second is wrong, first is correct, because intended to assess the developing countries in adaptation and mitigation, because they propose that around $100 billion they should collect before 2020. And it was a meeting and it was a proposal going on that after 2020 that would be a different phase and we should legalize some important commitments there. And that was the main issue of 2025 COP21. COP21 these conference of parties. Okay, COP21, famous, the most famous one till now, 2025 year, COP21, and under which convention? UNFCCC. We all know in the Earth Summit in Rio de Janeiro in 1992 that happened, and after that important conventions were established like UNCBD for biodiversity, UNCCD for desertification, against the desertification, and UNFCCC for the climate change, Convention for Climate Change. So these all were established, and under the UNFCCC mechanism, this GCF, Green Climate Fund, that was established. So it was founded in 2010 year, legal approval in 2011 year, and then the city Incheon was decided in 2012, and in 13 it got operationalized. So answer would be A, only one. Incheon, South Korea, and Songda is the place. So you should remember that a board of 24 members and supported by the secretariat there. So secretariat is there in South Korea, and adaptation and mitigation practices and support to the developing countries and issue of climate finance under UNFCCC. That's important. And you should remember the numbers of these conference of parties also. Like COP21 happened in 2015. So every year it happens. So COP16 was in Cancun, Mexico in 2010, and in 11 it was Durban, South Africa, where the legal approval was finalized, and 18 when Incheon was finalized, and COP19 in 13 when it was started. So that's important. Okay. 100 billion by 2020. Next, key schemes under which the states have been allocated money from Nirbhaya Fund. Nirbhaya Fund. I'm giving you 5 to 6 seconds, and please tell me the answer. You can write that into comment section there, in the live chat section. Now see, Nirbhaya Fund. Nirbhaya incident happened. A very unfortunate incident happened in December 2012. We all know about that. After that, it was the extreme political pressure there, and huge cry and huge confrontation to the public by the government, I must say, because it was a unmanageable issue at that time. So Nirbhaya Fund was created in 2013 year, and with the initial corpus of 1000 crore rupees. Okay, 1000 crore rupees were allocated in 2013. In 14 year, when the new government came, they allocated the same amount, 1000 crore rupees. Then in 15 year, they allocated 550 crore rupees. In 16 again, they went for 550 crore rupees. Actually, they lowered this amount. And in 17 year, just 500 crore rupees they allocated. So that was the case. These amounts, they came down with the year. So till December 18, 3600 crore rupees they were accumulated, means they were allocated, and this information was sent to Public Accounts Committee according to the budget proposals. So 3600 crore rupees. But how much money they actually released? They actually released by December 18 just 1500 crore rupees, around 1500 crore rupees. So that was the actual amount that they released. So that was very much unfortunate that they allocated 3600 crore rupees, but they really released around 1500 crore rupees only. And out of that 1500 also, when the Hindu newspaper, they went for the analysis, then very less amount, just 160 crore rupees were used by these states. So that was extremely unfortunate. And all these schemes 1 to 6, they all are getting money under this Nirbhaya Fund. So answer would be C, all. You see, 854.66 crore rupees, that much amount was scrutinized by the Hindu paper. So they found that only 165.48 crore rupees that has been spent by these states. So today this news came, and they told us that big states like Maharashtra, it did not spend a single penny on this scheme, and they talk so high, they claim so high, and that is why the situation is not changing on the ground regarding the rape cases, regarding the safety issues. A lot of things those were there in many schemes, and many schemes which were proposed by even Home Ministry. So no spending of money till now. In the last 6 years, this is the reality. Manipur spent 0 rupees here, and West Bengal just 0.76% of that. Delhi, where this incident happened, 0.84% they spent here. So these are the worst performers here. And you see, when this pressure mounted in December 18, then they released 3 more 100 crore rupees, and today till 2019 year, from 15 to 19, total 1300 crore rupees. That much amount center has released out of 3600 crore rupees that they allocated for that. So from 3600, just 1813 crore rupees they have released till now. And the top 5 states are Chandigarh, Mizoram, Uttarakhand, Andhra Pradesh and Nagaland, and worst are Manipur, very close to Mizoram. Mizoram has spent 56.32% and Manipur 0 rupees. Maharashtra 0, Lakshadweep 0, and Bengal and Delhi 0.84 and 0.76% money they have spent till now. Initial corpus was 1000 crore rupees and it came in 2013. So I told you how they have given money to it, and all these schemes are getting money under the Nirbhaya fund. So that is the scheme of things. And two things with these were highlighted. One stop center scheme that is going on since 2015 year, and important centers were started here. This was the Sakhi scheme for the women or girls who are getting some emergency situation, some stressful conditions, and they can get support here under one roof. So one stop centers were established, but they are getting fund under the Nirbhaya fund. But what is the execution? We all know about that. Universalization of Women's Helpline Scheme, that is also going on by Ministry of Women and Child Development. So these two are by this ministry. Sakhi scheme, centrally sponsored scheme. Sponsored means there would be a share by center and the states, and all women, whether they are 18 plus or below 18 years of age. So 1st April 2015, since then it is going on, and these are the services which are provided to all the females and which are under stress, and under Nirbhaya fund they are getting the money here. And this is the need here, why these things are needed, so you can write them into mains. And these are the important acts enacted by Women and Child Development Ministry, so you can write them all. 6 important acts which were there by this ministry. Next question related to the same topic, Nirbhaya fund. It's a non-lapsable corpus fund. Is it that? Tell me about the question. Write the answer into the comment section. I will tell you now, it's a non-lapsable corpus fund. It cannot lapse by the end of the year. Normally some funds they lapse and they go back to the Consolidated Fund of India. So it's a non-lapsable corpus fund, and that's why it is added year by year. So right now it is 3600 crore rupees fund. So it is non-lapsable, but it is not parked with Ministry of Women and Child Development. It is actually executed by this ministry, but it is parked with Ministry of Finance. That is to be remembered here. This is wrong. Second, in every budget it is not mandatorily there that they would add 1000 crore rupees. It is not like that. I told you that year by year they lowered this amount. So this is also wrong. Third, it was not announced in budget 15-16. It was announced in 2013 year, and actually the disbursement of the fund that started in 2015 year, that was the case. So D none is the answer here. All are wrong statements. The news that came that only 42% of Nirbhaya fund released for project since 15, and it is the data of December 18. So till that time 15-13 crore rupees only they released out of 3600 crore rupees, and in a 19 year 300 more crore rupees they have added here. And you can see here the situation, non-lapsable corpus fund parked with the Department of Economic Affairs, Ministry of Finance. Okay, so that's the case. And various important schemes like emergency response support system, I told you about that in the PIB lessons, and it was a very important one. Emergency numbers they gave here, and it was a proposal of Home Ministry. But look at the allocation here. Central government released 0 rupees in 15 year and 217 crore rupees in 16 year. In 17 they released just 55 crore rupees, and in 18 year they released just 19 crore rupees. So shameful this thing is. This is the execution, and this is the reality of their claims. So all the governments are responsible. They are all are working in a similar way. They just claim so high, they just talk so high in their announcements. Next, equip program related with what? Not space, governance, MSME or higher education. Tell me the answer here. Now I would tell you answer is higher education. I told you about that in the Hindu analysis video, and in my MCQ lesson also. It is regarding the higher education. You see, it needs emergency steps here. It needs emergency fund allocation. Now they are getting this thing here. You see, they have been talking about the draft education policy for the last 5 years. It was their poll promise of 2014 elections. So now they are checking on these things. They are saying that 5-year vision plan we are making here, 1.5 lakh crore rupees we will be spending in next 5 years, so that education quality upgradation would be there, and inclusion program. So it is equipped. These are highlighted issues, and they are saying that it is meant to bridge the gap between policy and implementation. So implementation is actually very, very weak. They announce a lot of things, but they do not work on that. Next 5 years, they will spend 1.5 lakh crore rupees. So we have to see what they are going to do, because it is just starting of the new government. And in the last time also they talk like that, but they did nothing in the last 5 years. What they are going to do, we would have to see now. And for the last national education policy came in 1986, revision came in 1992, and now they are talking for the draft education policy in 2019 year. So it is going on, and 80 experts working committee that talked about this EQUIP project, they recommended many things, and now these all things are out. And this is the EQUIP education quality upgradation and inclusion program. So that's the case, and these are 10 important highlighted aims that they are citing here for this sector. And next question, it is regarding the NFSA and one nation one ration card that is being announced just now. Aadhaar linkage is necessary to access NFSA. Tell me about that. Tell me the answer. You see, Aadhaar linkage is not necessary. Actually, this issue was settled by Supreme Court. First, they made it mandatory, and many issues were there. And one lady, she died there because she could not produce the right Aadhaar card there, and some data they were having a mismatch there. It's a biometric data in there. So whenever it got a mismatch, then they did not provide this food. So out of that case, many people suffered there. So Supreme Court settled this issue in last year's September month, I think, and they said that Aadhaar is not necessary for this NFSA benefit. So this is the case. But now again, this issue is gonna come because they are bringing a one nation one card project there. This is going to be a scheme, and it is going to be a portability scheme. It will be portable here, and one card they will issue to all these poor people, and they can access this food with this help of a ration card, one ration card for this whole country, and they can get the food anywhere in this country. So this is how. But the Aadhaar card would be connected with this, with that, and that would be a necessary thing. So this is the case, and it will be starting by July 1st 2020, not this year. So this is wrong. So this is wrong again, because it is not necessary. It is saying that it is necessary. It is not necessary for NFSA, but it would be necessary for one nation one ration card. That's the case. So both are wrong options here. D9 is the answer. You can see they are talking about the point of sale machines which are available in 70% cases in this country, but 100% coverage is needed for this portability. So they are giving 1 year to all these states, and they will go for this, and this will be available for all the people. Actually, if you talk positively about the Aadhaar connectivity, then it's a very nice scheme, and it is very much important to introduce Aadhaar card again here. But the negative issue surrounding with the Aadhaar card, these are very drastic, and these are very genuine reasons. So that's why people are opposing this Aadhaar connectivity here. So that's the case, but how they are going to go with that, we would have to see next year. They are giving 1 year for these POS and other technological upgradation there. So it will be connected with the internet. E-governance issue would be there, and already some states are giving this portability. So we would have to see by next year how they are going to execute this one nation one ration card scheme. And about the National Food Security Act, all these details are given here in the PDF. You can access this PDF. I have uploaded there on the Facebook group and on the Telegram groups. Next question is regarding the non-permanent seat. As I told you in the Hindu lesson also, that 5 permanent members are there, 10 non-permanent seats are there. Every year out of these 10, because these are selected for 2 years, so every year they elect 5 members out of these 10. So every year there are elections. For the next year, we actually requested Afghanistan to withdraw from there. Afghanistan withdrew from there. So now we are the clean state there, which is having no other opponent there, and we can be chosen there if we will get the 2/3 majority. 129 votes we would need. And surprising thing is that Pakistan and China, they are supporting India's move there. So it is wrong. They have not blocked us there. They have actually supported us there. And General Assembly elects 5 non-permanent members out of total 10 for 2 years terms every year. So this is a right option. Only 2 is the answer. And you can read all these things attached with this issue. 10 seats distributed among the regions like 5 for Africa and Asia, 1 for Eastern European countries, 2 for Latin American countries, South America and Caribbean cities and countries, and 2 for Western European and other countries. So that is the case. Permanent 5, they are UK, US and France, and Russia and China. So Russia and China, they are somehow getting a different stand away from these countries these days. You see, this is not official, but practically they are getting a different stand there in many cases. So Russia and China on one side, and UK, US and America, in many cases they are on one side. So that's the case. But there is an issue of veto power. These 5 countries, they are enjoying veto power. If any country say no to any proposal, then that cannot be executed, because that is the case with veto, and they do not want to share it with any other country. India is trying to get there, but it is not possible because they are not going for any kind of revision there. So they want this permanent membership there. They want to enjoy this privilege for the future also. But many countries, they are supporting India, and there is a group called G4. So Germany, Brazil, India, these countries are there. They also want a permanent seat there, and they are supporting each other there, but it is not possible till now. So we have to satisfy ourselves with this 10 non-permanent membership place. So the details are given here, and we would need 129 votes now. India actually in this voting have got this non-permanent seats in the past 7 times. 2 times we lost. 1 time we lost to Pakistan, 1 time we lost to Japan. So that has happened with us, and this is the role of non-permanent members. You should read this issue. It is important for prelims and mains both, that what is the issue, what is the particular characters, and what are the powers given to these non-permanent members, and why the veto is not given there. This is all explained. So thanks a lot. Keep watching. Do come in the Hindu analysis lessons in the morning and evening in this permanent issue. Thanks a lot.